guys, Mike and Blaine, giving you the best advice while having a beer. When you're running a business, there are problems every day. Let Mike and Blaine help you out and guide your way. Cheers to the good times with Mike and Blaine for business, beer, and BS.
Hey, it's another episode of Mike and Blaine. I'm Mike Blaine, also known as Cashflow Mike. That is my friend and my partner, Blaine Birch, the CEO, co-founder of Dry Run, the best cash flow forecasting software on the planet. What's up, man?
Okay, I've seen that intro video with our song like a million times, but I'll admit that I don't like. I pay attention to the song, I know every word, but I don't watch the video much anymore, and I probably have to update it at some point. But what caught me this time is that the two beers colliding, and I'm like, holy cow, man! They spilt a half a pint of beer, and the beer spilling everywhere. Like, what are you doing, wasting beer? That's the first time I noticed that.
Hey, you know what's really funny is that is one of the things that I have not gotten tired of. The song's catchy, the video's pretty cool. I sing it around the house. I mean, it's one of the things I still like.
Love it, and it's all non-AI. That was people writing and singing that song. So I take a little pride in that too.
PAI, right? Not AAI. It's PAI or BAI. Before AI or pre-AI or after AI. That's how my whole life is divided now. Yeah, but my whole life is divided now. It's either AC or BC.
Okay.
Yeah, it's after COVID or before COVID.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
dude. I mean, everything about my life is cut there. It's like two different worlds. If there's a glitch in the matrix, that was it. That's when we split timeline. What's that called? Timelines. We split timelines. Now we're in a whole different universe and world.
Oh yeah, it's a different. Yeah, what do they call them when it's a different universe? They're what is the term that they use?
Multiverse. I don't know.
Multiverse or whatever. Yeah, like it's dimensions. It's a different dimension. That's what it feels like. It's so. Yeah, there's a everyone from small to old goes before COVID and after COVID for every conversation. Like when you're talking the timeline, it's bizarre, but it was that big of an impact, right?
Yeah, there are shifts in your life, right? And that's partially how I got to the topic today. If you're just tuning in and this is your first time we're listening to Mike and Blaine, you're like, what the hell is going on here? What are these guys even talking about? This is Mike and Blaine, Business, Beer, and BS. And, we talk a lot about business. We talk about a lot about trending topics. We talk a lot about just stuff. That's the same things you and your friends talk about. That's what we're talking about. And we hope that, we learn from each other and we learn from you in the process. And the beer part is kind of interesting because that means we drink a beer, right? It kind of started during COVID. Like we did this for like a happy hour. Remember virtual happy hours? Yep. We're like, hey, we should record this. We should record this.
That was what it was, basically recording virtual happy hour. That's literally how it started. Quite funny, actually.
Yeah, right on. Hey, speaking of, what do you got? What are you drinking today?
Okay, so I went and first of all, I actually have one that I feel kind of suits the topic today because it's called The Chronic.
Yeah,
and it's from the Establishment in Calgary. Always love their cans. The Establishment is, I think, one of my favorite breweries in Alberta. Just a fantastic brewery, and it's a West Coast IPA. Terrific beer. Look at this. It's beautiful. Beautiful color, beautiful beer, and it's delicious. So, what do you got going?
Doesn't Dr. Dre have an album called The Chronic?
It sounds like it, probably.
Or Snoop Dogg or one of those. Yeah, where it is.
I can ask a gem here. Who has an album called The Chronic?
Right there, you're talking about how dumb we are. We have to look it up.
I haven't.
Most people know that shit, right?
A little AI assistant, Dr. Dre. You're right, 1992, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, see, back then. So mine's kind of cool too, right? On topic. Mine is called Tiny S's.
Nice.
But it's a sour ale with fruit candy flavor. So I'm like going, all right, if we're going to go back now, part of what the topic is about, people don't want to grow up anymore, right? That's basically what we're talking about. And that's another shift in your life. The way you are as a kid to the way you are as an adult is another one of those COVID shifts. Like, oh man, everything is different, right? And I think people want to gravitate back towards it. So I'm going to have this. Now, this is from Prairie Artisan Ales, and I think that's a collective, right? That's not just one, because this is it's actually brewed by Krebs Brewing in Oklahoma.
Oh, that must be a collab then, because Prairie Artisan is a terrific brewery. They're barrel aged stouts. Like Prairie Bomb is a really well known prairie aged stout, or barrel aged stout that's got chili, chocolate, vanilla, and coffee in the, and it's delicious. It's because it's balanced really well too. So I know them best for that, but I have had a few of their sours. But that must be a collaboration with another brewery. So that's interesting.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And speaking of, we have beer sponsors. So the one way that we finance the show, the one thing that we do is ask you to kind of help us, like pay for the hosting fees, those type of things, buy us a beer. That's all. It's just like if you like what we're talking about, you're like, hey, I'll buy those guys a beer. It's $5. You can represent yourself if you're a person, your business if you're a business, but it's $5 regardless. We say what you want us to within reason. Don't be making me say weird stuff. The other Mike Blaine found that out when he tried to make me give praise to Baltimore Ravens or something like that. That's not
I do remember that. Yeah,
I'm going to butcher it, and I'm going to say exactly what I want if you if you do that. But our beer sponsors for $5, most people just pay up front, and it goes all year long, and it's evergreen, right? Everybody that watches the show gets to understand, your brand. So I want to talk about Karen Harrison first, one of our beer sponsors. She's always like the first one in the door, like, oh, it's January 1st. Boom, here's my money for the year. She never misses. She's got a book out there that you should go to Amazon and get. She's an Amazon bestseller. It's called Stop Growing Broke, Start Growing Profits. She runs a company in Michigan called 3S Smart Consulting. And I'm telling you, if you're having cash flow problems or if you have an operational problem, this is one of the skills I found out she's got, is she can take processes and diagram them and help you understand where the bottlenecks are and get you unstuck. So it isn't just about cash flow. She can look at your business from a process standpoint and actually help you navigate your business a lot better. So give her a call, Karen Harrison, 3S Smart Consulting up in Michigan. And
Devin, biggest LSU fan on the planet. And I actually, thanks again, Devin, for supporting us. And I actually think he likes to support LSU football, basketball, everything. He loves LSU sports. So you can also support us by just asking us to support your favorite team. And we will mention your team, even if they're Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. And if you live close enough to one of us, just bring us beer. Right? That's what you do. You know who does that? Neighbor Pat. And the reason I'm going to do this is, see that right there? That has become Neighbor Pat's favorite chair, right? When he comes over, we're watching basketball, we're talking shit, all those type of things. He'll bring some beer over, and boom, we'll sit there and just relax. So that's become his favorite chair. Now, if I can get him to quit kicking the walls, he goes by that chair. It'd be a lot better. Well, behind the thing is he could come on this side, but he wants to go in between the smallest place. And he's not a small guy, right? He's a big guy. But he wants to go in the smallest place between the wall and the chair. And I'm like going, hey, there's a whole lane over here. You can just walk like a couple feet around it. But those door stops that are at the bottom of the baseboard, right? So the door doesn't hit the wall, the doorknob, stuff like that. Yeah. He goes through there each time he tries to sneak through there. And he's not sneaking through anything. This guy's a big guy. He's not sneaking through there. His foot catches that bling every single time. So he's a great beer sponsor. He's a terrible friend because he keeps sneaking through that thing over there.
That gap right there. The gap. Mind the gap. All right. So tell me about the topic today.
All right. So it's one of those things where, and first of all, the way we choose our topics, it's something other people are talking about, but it also has some connection to like life somehow like that. And I'm noticing that more and more, and this happened to me this week, we went and played putt-putt. Yeah, or mini golf, or
Okay.
there's probably a difference between the two. I don't know. One of them has like windmills and stuff. The other one has just like a regular like hills and things like that. I can't
Oh,
remember. I
okay. I
don't
didn't know
know.
there was a difference. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a difference. Now neighbor Breger down there would know the difference because he's trying to do one of the two. I can't remember what it is, so I think mini golf is just like mini golf, and putt putt is like obstacles.
Okay. We've always called it mini golf. That's all we've ever called it up here. And they virtually always have windmills and stuff. So
Okay,
I don't
so
know if that's
maybe I have it
right.
reversed.
That's just, you know.
Ask Chelsea. Ask Chelsea's which one was with. But here's what it is. Tiger Woods he's either an investor or the face of this new company called Popstart, and they got one here in San Antonio, right? So we're like going, hey, let's go over to Popstart. And first of all, I love the pricing model. It's one fee, stay as long as you want. Not 18 holes, not 9 holes, not an hour. It's like, hey, you stay as long as you want to. As long as you got your ball, you can play, right? I'm like, damn, that's first of all, that's really good. And the pricing is not that bad either because they gave me a military discount. It was like, I don't know, $20. We'll call it $20. It might have been 16. It might have been 24. I can't remember, but we'll say $20 because it was in a group because they gave me and Courtney the military discount, but Mallory, we had to pay whatever the price, kids price or something like that is. So I can't know what the exact price discount was right now, but you pay one fee. Everybody plays as long as they want. Full restaurant, full bars, indoor or outdoor restaurants. I mean, you carry it with you, order at each hole. I could order at one hole and be there next hole. No,
Nice.
It's like an amazing establishment. Now, to me, if you're listening to this from Galesburg, Illinois, I think it was Putt Palace or something like that. That was the place that all the kids went. Now, this wasn't an outdoor one like Popstart is. This was an indoor, like a strip mall thing, still just as fun. But I remember being the kid, and I kind of felt like a kid again, just playing on this mini golf course, right? So this is where it kind of started with. I'm like, damn, I get why people now on the internet, and there's a word out there being used as a hashtag called Kidult. I don't know if you've heard that or seen that before.
I hadn't heard it till today. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's about people trying to reclaim portions of their childhood. I'm not saying they're trying to be kids again, but they're trying to hold on to that or recapture that feeling of what it was like when you were a kid. So that's where the topic comes from. I know that's a long way to get there, but what do you think?
Well, okay. Before I get into what I think, okay, here's what AI gem I call it because I'm using Gemini. Now, you had it backwards, actually. Putt putt, stationary bumps, metal rails, and hills, consistent orange aluminum rails, generally flat, fast carpet. Mini golf, moving parts such as windmill, sand traps, and water, often brick, rock, wood, high quality felt or turf, often undulating. So I've only tried, I think, the mini golf. I've never tried the putt putt, I don't think. It's always been with weird, goofy little stuff to go with it.
All right, so this one was like an imitation golf course with just hills and rolling this and ball play or hole placement and odd places where you have to bank it. Not really bank it because the banks weren't hard wood; they're like built up mounds of we'll call it the dirt, right? So it looks like a golf course. If you go look at it on the internet and look at it from top down, you're like, damn, that looks just like a golf course layout. I mean, there's no fakeness. I mean, of course it's fake, but there's no like
weird
clown speed or that type of stuff. It looks like a legit little golf course.
Okay. So anyway, who knows if it's right, but that was the goal is whimsy versus skill. Mini golf is the whimsy. The putt putt is this pro style skill, according to Jim. So I don't know if that's right, but okay. So I find this really interesting because I think what I'm curious about is, are we seeing this more now? Is it actually happening more than in the past? Is it something new, or has it just sort of flipped over with the generation and modernized? So in other words, someone's collecting something at one time I could remember maybe my parents' generation or older, you'd always hear about like stamp collecting. You'd hear about people that had like they would do a train set and they'd have this model fancy like model train thing. They would, or like whittle and make things or um I always hear when they're talking about adults, it's like, skateboards, scooters. Oh, that's for kids. Then the same people will buy a $10,000 bike and put on tight shorts and a helmet and off they go. And I'm like, really? Like I started biking when I was 4 and or whatever, probably younger, and I've biked my whole life. I've also been skateboarding my whole life. It's a different mode of transportation, but to act like biking is some adult pastime when I was like, I had the banana seat and made the ramps when I was a kid. So, I'm curious if it's just rolled over into, like one of the biggest ones when I was looking it up earlier, just to kind of do a little research, Lego was one of the biggest ones. Puzzles were serious business for adults for a long time. And I'm like, you know what? It's just more advanced puzzle, especially get into like technique and all that, like really complicated stuff. So I'm curious if it's just evolved or has it actually changed or increased maybe?
Well, all right. So first of all, let's talk about why, right? I mean, let's start there because, I got some, the Lego stuff like that. I mean, they even have stores for it now and you see just many adults in there as you do kids, right? Because a lot of kids can't afford that. And a lot of adults are like, going, I'll do it, but I'm going to do it. I'll do it. I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. That's how it used to be. Now it's like, now I'm getting it because it's cool. I'm going to do it. I think, you know how everything is kind of marketing or branding? Everything we do. I think everything is marketed to you to persuade you to do one thing or the other. Well, I think adulthood got a bad rap. I think it's been branded and marketed terribly. Like, being an adult when we were kids, being an adult was all the cool stuff. I can stay up late. I can drink a beer. I can vote. I can, do all kinds of cool stuff, drive a car. Everything was cool then. You become an adult, they're not marketing the same way. Now it's like going, I got more bills to pay. I got more, stress. I got work and I got somebody breathing down my neck and I'm burnt out on things. That's what you hear over and over and over again about how adulthood is how terrible it is.
And you hear young people using the term adulting when they have to do stuff that is like open a bank account, buy, all it's terrible. Yeah. Like I still remember when we bought our first house, we were really young, like 21, 22, like we were really young, but we got a deal. We just like, we're buying a house. And then we had to go and buy a lawnmower. And it was just like my wife and I are standing there, we were married, like literally, actually, no, we bought it before we got married, to be honest, bought this house. And then we're standing at like Home Depot and going, you gotta be kidding me. You pay that much for a lawnmower? We were just discussing like all the stuff we could have done that would have been awesome. And we have to buy a lawnmower. It was like, and now we look like, now it's like our lawnmower is like a fighter plane. It's so cool. Electric and drive and almost like it's so much more fun. But when we were that young, it just felt like adulting. It was just the worst thing you could possibly do because we could have bought another bike, or whatever for that, right?
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. All the little tools, all the little gadgets, I get involved in it because to me, it's an extension of the way I felt when I got the new toy. Right? It's an extension of that because to me, when you're bombarded with, and I'm calling it marketing now, of, oh, it's stressful, oh, work sucks, oh, it's Monday again. I mean, even in the movies, even in one of my favorite movies of all time, Office Space, they make work the worst thing in the world. It's the enemy of the adult is work.
Yeah.
And so I'm like going, but at the same time, everything about kids is fun. It's freedom. It's nostalgia. It's, comfort, whatever, all that. So of course we want to gravitate to get some of that back because you don't know where else to get it from.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nostalgia and there's a feeling. And I got to tell you, I had that feeling last Saturday because we've been on our way coming back home from Arizona. So we're coming to the coast for a couple of weeks. And then the weekend we got home, we wanted to, I was kind of hoping to go out and be outside because that's like my goal is to basically have summer 365, right? And it snowed. And we had like 4 inches of snow came out of nowhere. And then it did melt within a day or two, but our weekend was shot. Last weekend, beautiful. Saturday, we go out on the bike, and we hadn't been on a bike in a month. And it was sunny and warm and beautiful. And you hop on that bike and start riding. And it's that instant feel of being a kid. You could just feel it. I could relate to it. It's summer. It felt like summer, the sun coming down, blue sky, you're pedaling along. And that feeling of freedom is just amazing. It's irreplaceable. And so that's that feeling that is so relaxing for an adult, and just because it just feels like freedom. And it's, I am, I know some people like winter sports. For me, I'm like, I want summer 365. Yeah. I do not care about change of the season. Nope. Just give me, 26 degrees Celsius. What would that be, like 77 or something Fahrenheit, sunny, no wind every day. I'm good.
Well, you're kind of living that, right?
I'm trying. And honestly, like we get back, it's like one day where it's crappy and we're like, this is bullshit. We just do not adjust well at all to it. So yeah, that's our goal though.
Well, you call it freedom. To me, that's still comfort. My cousin Angie and I, when we were kids, I mean, of course, they all call us feral kids now. If you look on the internet, like on anybody that had a childhood in the 70s and 80s are feral, right? Because
in the best way.
Oh, yeah, because parents didn't give a fuck. They're like, get out of here, get out of there. If you're in the house, you're wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And we would get on the bike, and anywhere in town was fair game. Like,
exactly.
Anywhere in town was fair game. If I could get there, I'm getting there. Right. So
it's literally where we live in that now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can remember scouring the house. I would try to get as much change, especially when Pac-Man came out. Dude, every quarter that was in the house, it was mine. Probably wasn't mine. It was probably my dad and mine was walking around like going, where'd all that change go?
Yeah. But
it was mine because I was heading to play Pac-Man.
I had to play Pac-Man or Galaga. For us, it was at Q-Mart. Down the street from right, there was a Safeway at the front, and then there's a strip mall, and you go in this back door of this shady little corner store called Q-Mart, and they had an arcade in the back, and we would skateboard or bike there, every day, and we would bike, like you said, all over the city. Like I don't think my parents even understood how far we would go on our bikes. We would just go and go and go, as long as you're back. Sometimes it wasn't even sunset. It was just like 8 o'clock or whatever it was. And it was just, but that freedom to be able to just go, that's what it is that feeling of freedom. You want to recapture that. You want to be able to go outside and just go.
Well, I can remember, I was a big baseball card collector, right? And I still have some, put up. But I can remember when it became not as fun.
I can too.
Okay, for me, but I'm not talking. I'm probably talking even earlier than what you think.
Okay,
all right, because for a while there, man, on the back, I wanted to read the stories, read the stats, look at all the stuff. I mean, I took them out all the time, play with them. I made up a game with them and played baseball with just like, I forget it was dice or something like that. So I know somebody got to sing. Oh no, there was a game on the back of Topps baseball cards where, you had them in a stack and then you flip it over, your lineup, and you flip it over and says, oh, that's a single. Oh, and he made a game with it, which means you always used them. But when you used them, they were used, right? And they weren't mint or they weren't whatever, and they ruined the value. Mm-hmm. As soon as I started looking at those as an investment or a value or something like that, they didn't become as fun. It's like it was a weird transition from I love baseball, I love learning about the players, I love interacting with these cards, to I can't touch them because I might fuck them up.
I can 100% relate. 100% relate to that, because when I was, and there was this transition from when they were 25 cents a pack, and it came with rock hard stick of crappy gum, and the cards smelled like gum. They're kind of glossy-ish on one side and matte on the other, and printed. And for us, it was hockey cards and Star Wars cards, but mostly hockey cards, a few baseball cards.
All the same. Yeah, all the same.
All the same. And then, but there was a point where suddenly they were like $1 or more. The packs were all shiny. And that is exactly it. You had to get the plastic covers because you didn't want to ruin them, because they were worth money. And you're right. It changed from being these cards where, like, I literally had, I know I had like Wayne Gretzky rookie cards that I rode on, and I was putting them on bike spokes, like literally bike to make the motorbike sound. Ruined all those cards, but it was fun as hell. I still have a box somewhere in the house with cards. I probably have some, like a bunch of rookie cards in there, Mueller rookies and all that in there. But yeah, you're right. It changed from being fun to just not as interesting when you start bringing in value to other people. You're like, the idea that you're going to sell your cards, that I find that just kind of depressing, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, and believe it or not, all right, 21 years old, and I still got the cards, and we couldn't pay the electric bill. Guess what Mike did? I went and sold the cards at probably 5 cents or 5% of what they were actually worth, because I was desperate. And
adulting, yeah.
Knowing what I know now, there was a fucking 25 other ways to make money to pay the electric bill, and I did that instead. And it pisses me off. I'm mad at me, not mad at anybody else. I'm not mad at the guy who took advantage of me. I'm mad at me.
Yeah. Well, and it's like there's a lot of hard lessons over the last 30 years, right? So it's you learn from it. But and there's that recapturing that whole side. But I kind of wanted to pop into a little bit of the and there is a side note to this for people out there. Like, there is something to tap in to for your business, and there are business opportunities when you really look at the foundation of the why people are doing this, right? And we're not puzzle people, but we do have Lego, but we got Lego Technic, and they're not for kids. When they're $500, they're not for kids, right? But they're so complex and so amazing. You have a car, like you will spend a week building the engine, and then you turn the crankshaft and the pistons are running, and it's amazing how detailed these are. But it's fun to build this stuff. My wife and I will sit there, we'll throw on some music, we'll crack some beer, and we'll sit there and we'll just sort of start slowly, and we take our time. We just build it almost like a puzzle. It's really relaxing, and it's not in front of a bloody screen. And I think that's the other appeal of these things is, can you get away from a screen and do something tactile?
Yeah. Well, we talked about, BC and AC, right? Before COVID, after COVID. During COVID, right? We were doing the same thing. We're like, damn, I'm so tired of TV. Let's do something else. So we did puzzles, and we'd get, whatever, 3,000 or 5,000 pieces. I mean, something crazy. And we do as a family, and just kind of at night, you just did it. And whether you talked or not, I mean, everybody just kind of worked on a little piece.
Yeah.
But during that time, I ordered 4 or 5 board games from Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Payday, Life, I mean, all these ones that I hadn't seen in decades. Didn't have them at the house. But I'm like, damn, I remember as a kid, we played these as kids. Let's do that. And it was really fun. I still have them just sitting right over there. All these just older board games that I bought during COVID, so I could teach Mallory, what these games were like, because they don't do board games now. I mean, a lot of kids don't. They don't, right? So,
and honestly, they're missing out. I didn't realize. It was interesting you mentioned that, because I'm pretty sure there was no Lego before COVID. We started, we got these sets for us, like as adults, we got these sets that started for the same reason. You're stuck in the house and I'm not watching another freaking show of anything. And that is, I think, when we started buying these really complex Lego sets and started building them. I don't think it was before COVID. It was during COVID. And what's interesting, before COVID, I don't remember, kind of like it was probably almost 30 years ago, 25 years ago, when we probably last played like a card game or something like that, right? Now we play cards all the time.
Yeah.
And we go over to the neighbor's house or friend's house. We have friends and family over sometimes. We'll play these card games. Same thing, crack some drinks, throw on some music, play some cards. And it had disappeared for a long time. And so there is maybe a pendulum swinging back, and there's an opportunity. I don't think it's all nostalgia. It's also human contact and tactile and doing things with your hands and all of these types of things. It's all mixed together, right?
Dude, I bought a round folding table just to bring in here to play cards on with Courtney's parents, right? Because it's the right size. It's a weird thing. It sits in the garage until they come over and do it. And we did it like almost every Friday for a long time. And then it got nicknamed Family Fight Night. So we couldn't do that. We have to take a break from that. So we can't, you want to ruin relationships over cards. So yeah, that was funny. We nicknamed it that. But you talk about this type of feeling as a business model. Last week, McDonald's throws out a May the 5th, we're having a Frenchie Happy Meal. I'm like going, Courtney, we gotta go buy a Happy Meal. Why? Because it's got a picture of Frenchie on the outside of the box and it's got a little miniature one inside the box. What am I doing? What am I going to do with a miniature Frenchie? A little action figure. Nothing. I want one for the feeling that it's a Happy Meal that's kind of cool shit in it.
Yeah, but you're gonna want that because you guys. Well, okay, for those of you out there, that's a type of dog. Because if you're wondering, you guys have a. Is it Muzzy, right?
It's Mozzie. Like he looks like, he looks like a mozzarella stick, so we call him Mozzie.
Okay. So, that's really interesting. It's kind of. Oh no, May the 5th, because May the 4th was Star Wars Day. And it was, I think, a bigger day for adults than it was for kids for it to have Star Wars Day.
I made the comment though. I'm like, wait, May the 5th, isn't that Cinco de Mayo? And they're going to come out with a Frenchie Happy Meal. They missed a big opportunity there. It should be promoting, Fiesta wear or something.
We should do French Bulldog Day. That's a little strange.
But what's funny is I've looked online before for the old McDonald's glass. I don't know if you had it in Canada or not, but it used to be you'd go there and you'd get a glass. You'd buy something or whatever, and it was an actual pint glass with the McDonald's character on it. And we were, my mom and dad were trying to collect all of them, and we had a bunch of them. And it was a glass. It was like a pint glass with the painted or sticker character on it.
And there was a point where they would do with some of the movies, maybe even Star Wars, there were some where they were glass, and then they migrated over to plastic ones, and plastic that were printed on the outside. And that's, I think, when they ruined it, because you would go get a plastic one and they wouldn't last very long, and then they just kind of became sort of disposable and no one cares. And I don't even know if they do that anymore. The glass ones stayed around forever. Like for a long time, because they felt like they had that value there. And I don't know if you see that much anymore. Although I will say that there's a lot of the different beer things I've been to, some of them give you a little cheap plastic one, but if they give you a nice like glass tulip, like we actually have like these tulip glasses like this. Yeah. I saw just the other day, we've got two in the cupboard, which we still probably had for years. It was like Barrel Fest. They printed on the side because they're glass, right?
You know what I saw in Seattle over Christmas, right? So I've got two granddaughters up in Seattle, and we went to the Tacoma Mall. Went to the mall because I forget which one. I think it was the youngest one, the youngest, Kinley. She wanted to build a bear. So, I hadn't been to build a bear forever, right? Like, because my kids were in their 20s and 30s now. So, but we went, and you got to stand in line, you pick your stuff and all that type of stuff. While we're standing in line, I see a sign that says, "Build a bear after dark." And it's an
Okay.
adult, right? It's marketing towards adult themed build a bears. It's like, I don't know what they do with them. But apparently that's them tapping into, hey, we already have this stuff. We just put a different shirt on it or something like that. Yeah, who knows? Maybe leather straps. I don't know. I don't know what they do at Build a Bear after dark. But I thought, what an interesting way to increase, your business with a different market and the same product.
And you know what? I suspect they don't really have to do anything else but market to it and give people the freedom to say, you're an adult, you can come in. And they do a different time that's basically, okay, you're not going to be sitting there next to an entire room of kids because we know you won't do that. But if we say it's after 8 o'clock or something, maybe they even serve like wine or beer or something like that. They can tap into that different market. In fact, Heather and I, that was a couple of years ago, at least, we went to the aquarium in Phoenix, and I think it's actually based in Scottsdale, if I remember right. And because they had I don't know, like an adults only aquarium night, and they had different like little food stands and craft beer stands throughout the aquarium.
Yeah.
And you just kind of get to go in and grab your beer and walk around. And it's just a much more relaxed. There's no like the screaming, running kids. It's not like that's fine. It's an aquarium. I get that. But it just had a very different vibe. But they were likely looking at it going, how do we increase the number of hours our establishment is open? Because if we only do families, we can go up to like probably 4 PM or 5 or whatever. And that's kind of it. They're gone. Then they're coming back after dinner. How do we keep it open for more hours? I remember when we did 30 years ago or maybe not quite that, 25 years ago, we were doing some project with West Edmonton Mall with my creative agency. And I remember them talking about, it was almost a philosophy of, how do we keep the parking lot full? How do we keep cars in the parking lot? And it was kind of like an analogy for them of, how do we not have it a 10 to 9? How do we actually extend the hours? How do we get people coming in? So it's not just super busy for 8 hours a day and then nothing. And so then that's when the clubs, the casino, the restaurants that stayed open, the early morning, some of the coffee shops, and that would be open, and they would have the mall walkers. And it was all to go, how do we keep more people in these off hours or slower hours? It was a really interesting philosophy, drive a lot of revenue that way.
Well, I mean, zoos did the same thing. A lot of them brought in event centers that overlooked the zoo, right? So even after dark, when you weren't out there walking through the zoo, you could still see the coolness of it, right? Or they do zoo lights, right?
Yes.
Or like Christmases and stuff like that. I think it's just to extend the hours
Extend the hours.
And get more money off of it. It's pretty cool that way.
Yeah.
One of the questions that I had was, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it harmless fun, or is it just avoidance of the stress of your life? I mean, is it okay? Is it okay for us to act like kids?
Okay, I'm going to flip that completely around. I am 100% going to flip it completely around. Is it okay to not?
There you go.
Is it mentally healthy for you to do nothing but adult things? Is it actually even remotely healthy for you to do that? Is it remotely healthy for an adult not to play? And play can be like, yeah, hop on your bike, go play golf. See, that's a funny thing. There's all sorts of things that adults do that's okay that people think it's adult. Hockey up here. Oh, that's adult. No, it's a kid's game that adults play. Let's not, you sit there obsessing over, they're skating around trying to shoot a puck in a net. Like it's a kid's game. There's nothing adults about that, right? So sports somehow has this free pass when it really is kind of no different. It's the same outlet.
Hey, come on, we play bags, right? That's just adults really throwing a bean bag at a piece of plywood. Yep. That's about as simple of an adult game you can get. We say it's an adult game. It's probably a kid's game. It probably, if you look back at it, it's always been a kid's game, and an adult says, no, you're not good at this.
Well, the fact you said game.
There you go.
Is there any type of game that is like just somehow just for adults that it's not at least based on a kid's game? If nothing else, these are all sort of based on a kid's game in general, outside of maybe like gambling. But even that, it's games, it's people playing games. But I think there is an opportunity to be able to tap into this, because it is, you are delivering a really valuable service if you're helping people's mental health, if you're helping people relax, if you're helping people have fun and let go of the stresses of life. But also, you're potentially expanding your service offering, the times you're open. Like you're talking about the zoo lights, like they have a lot of that. They'll have in Arizona all the time, and they'll have the botanical gardens will have, the lights around Christmas. And I didn't really think of it at all till now, and thought there was likely at one point the botanical gardens were only open during daylight hours. And installing lights and having a path that's lit and having something you can look at suddenly probably increase the time that they could be open by an extra 5-6 hours a day, and increase the traffic dramatically. But then how do you attract the traffic? Well, now they're bringing in, let's bring in maybe music. Let's bring in the wine stands. Let's bring in. So there's an opportunity to do that. That's not necessarily as much play, but there or games or whatever. But there is an opportunity, I think, for that some businesses, not all businesses, but some businesses may have an untapped market that they're potentially missing out on a little bit.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think that's why even when I ran the bars, some of the things we did seemed childlike. I mean, but it was the reason why people come in. Yeah. Right. For those childlike, we had bar Olympics with dumb stuff. I mean, you even got beer pong sometimes and stuff like, those are just games. So I think game is the operative there. All right. It's the key word. You know, what's strange is that somebody asked me the other day, they say, you look too young to be a grandpa. I'm like going, what's really interesting is that, it was hard in my 20s to be a dad. But then all of a sudden, because people go, well, you missed out. You missed on all the cool stuff you could have done in your 20s. I'm like going, no, I just do it now. Just do it now. I didn't miss out on it. I said, matter of fact, I think I'm in my second teenagerhood, but this time I have a credit card. It's just a different way of looking at it, right? I've got friends that now have children that are in their below 10 and they're in their 40s. I'm like going, yeah, dude, I'm going to Cabo. We're going up to, Massachusetts to do this. What are you doing? Oh, you're going to soccer practice. Yeah, I already did that. So it's a weird flip-flop in your life, but I'm leaning more back towards a kid again. I am a kid again because of that. And I feel like it's even more important to me now to be a kid because I don't have the restraints I did as a kid. I want to go do something.
Yeah. So I gotta ask though, because this is something, again, like I'm going to argue that this is incredibly important for people. And is it actually is it actually being a kid or is it just being human? And kids have more time, and kids, the things that they do for fun and play, they have time, and it's a way that they learn, right? But for an adult, the purpose is different. The purpose is relaxing. It's sort of for mental health. It's for fun. Like what happened to adults having fun, right? Like you're talking about the bar. It was so funny. A couple of years ago, they had some bar games in this beer bar that we were in. Actually, I think you and Courtney saw it. It was a little. It's not there anymore. But it was. You guys walked past it, I know, and they had. Again, full circle here. They had like a little putting thing inside, and if you putt, you win. And I don't golf, but I'm not that bad at it. I have golfed a little bit. I'm actually not that bad. I just don't really like it, right?
Yeah.
And so I went in, and this is after a couple of beer, and I don't golf, and of course I just drained this putt, and we walked there from home, so we're 45 minutes away, and I got to carry all this crap over there. Like one of these glasses is like literally carrying glasses. You can't drop them. There's no pockets. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, carrying this crap home. But I still have those. And they got the Stone Brewery or whoever was, sponsoring that night. It was kind of funny.
Well, I mean, you talk about that, just games, play, whatever. I got a game on my phone. I probably played the same game for 10 years. It's called Clash Royale. It's like a version of Clash of Clans.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. It's like player versus player, and you just fight, and it's over, and then you can put the game down. Well, and I don't have to build clans. I don't have to do any of that type of stuff. Yeah. But I'll play it because it takes 3 minutes to do a game. Right, it's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
She gets so mad. She goes, "I've never seen a 55-year-old man play games on his phone." And so every time we're in the airport and I see a 55-year-old man, I'm like, look at that one. There's one. There's one. Look at all these guys on the airplane playing games on their phone, right? And I think games connect you to something. Like I play the same video game. If I'm going to play, and I play maybe 5 times a year, maybe 10 times a year, I pull out the same one every time. It's Fallout 4. It's just a shooter game, and but it's a free world. You don't got to go in specific order of anything. You just do what you want to. I do that for maybe 25 minutes. I got my fix in for about 3-4 months, and good.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. It makes me connect to, because I'm the kid that grew up with video games. Pong was my first one, right? But I got Pong at the house. It was just like you just twisted a little dial like this, and a little bar went back and forth. I hit it, then you hit it.
Yeah, we're close to the same vintage, so we never had Pong, but I had a friend that had Pong, so so I got to play. Yeah, basically from the first video game forward. I play some casual games on like my iPad or phone every once in a while. So, but I don't play the console much anymore, and they're really well produced. It's a bigger commitment, and I don't think we have a PlayStation something or other sitting over here. I don't think I've turned it on in probably 10 years. But
it's over here.
Yeah.
Not even hooked up.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's hooked up. It's sitting over there. But it was funny because I played a few games. Nothing stuck at all except for Portal. I don't know if you ever played Portal. I literally played that one like over probably quite a long time, but I did play it all the way through, and I think I played Portal 2. I don't know if I ever finished that one, to be honest. But it was kind of I don't even know how to like. It was kind of a puzzle game. You're always solving. It was almost like an escape room type game in a video game atmosphere. And it was like puzzles. It was kind of that puzzle or strategy thing that I really liked. But nothing else kind of connected. Nothing else stuck. But I know a lot of people they they really really enjoy it. And I think because I'm on screens all day, I'm like, I have to try and force myself to get away from screens. And sometimes it's hard to do, right?
Yeah, definitely. But and speaking of screens, here's another example of how I think we're all trying to recapture something from our childhood, even if you don't think you are. If you've ever gotten a social media account, have you ever tried to look up somebody from your past? High school friend, something like that?
Yeah, because that's when Facebook first came out, like you're just like, well, this is kind of dumb. And so you start looking for people and you
Yeah.
connect with them. And I see, I don't think I've actually probably, because it's been around so long, I don't know if I've connected with any old friends in probably
I
10 or
don't do it
15 years.
anymore. I mean, when you first got it, you're
But when you
looking for
first
your old
got
buddy.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? There are, because I'm not on there very often, but but when I look and you see somebody from your youth, and to me, it's just like, it's a relief, or it's nice to just go, ah, they're doing good. It's all like, a lot of people I never message or anything, but they're on some vacation somewhere. Yeah, they're doing good. And that's really nice. And that's something that you don't get. And that's like the biggest benefit of social media. There's lots of negatives, I think, too, but the biggest benefit of social media is just you get to see that all these people that I probably wouldn't keep up with otherwise are just doing all right.
Yeah, I just imagine other people when they find me, they go, "Damn, I got fat." He didn't used to be that fat.
Well, and I used to have hair and it was dark. But anyway, that's how
Yeah,
it
so
goes.
I got to tell you, this was a fun one. This was a fun one.
Mhm.
I think what I learned is that we all need play, and what I learned from you today was like the mental health aspect, like that break. That if you're feeling a little stressed, if you feel like a little burnout, that little break in play gives you something, right? It gives you a boost. It gives you an adrenaline, a shift in your attitude, whatever that is.
Yeah, and I think don't stop yourself from enjoying life and doing something that you like. Doesn't matter what other people think. Doing what you like, because it's a really big part of being human. Not about being a kid, but about being human. And it's there's no difference between someone, like I said, biking, golfing, whatever, or playing a board game or bags or whatever. Like there's no difference. It's the same purpose, right? And it's oftentimes a social, and it's healthy. But also for business people, there are opportunities. It's not for everybody, but there are opportunities for some of the B2C, like a business to consumer, a consumer based. I think that's obviously where it would be. There may be opportunities to extend a line, open for more hours, extend the number of people you can reach, tap into a market that maybe you haven't tapped into. And this market of adults that are looking for some sort of fun can be a really valuable market potentially.
Yes, super good episode. If you're still with us, make sure you like, subscribe, go tell 5 friends to like and subscribe, because we're still popular. Believe it or not, we're still popular. People are doing it. I saw 3 or 4 people hit the website right before we jumped on here. So we're still popular. We're still We're still part of it. Go tell your friends.
Yeah, for sure. And go to MikeBlaine.com. You can buy us a beer. You can even buy some merch there. And you can even email us at beer@MikeBlaine.com. We'd love to hear from you. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Oh, and if you're watching live, next week is a week off. Mike's busy man. We'll be back live the next week, but we always will have we've got some in the tank, so we're gonna have a really good episode for you to tune into next week.
There you go. Good one, man.